Protests across the nation over the death of George Floyd are forcing parents to have tough conversations about racism with their children. We spoke to several kids about their feelings on race and police violence. And as you'll hear, they have some very strong opinions.
I want to see police brutality ended. It's not okay. You can't kill someone and get away with it.
George Floyd!
I think that there's a lot of injustice because we're peacefully protesting police brutality, and then police brutality is happening at the same time.
Someone that is supposed to protect us is actually harming others and killing them, and it's just racism is never ending.
I would tell the people that it doesn't matter which skin color you have.
We are black people. You can't really change us. Just because you treat us unfair, that's not really going to affect me because I'm proud of who I am.
Ibram X. Kendi is author of the upcoming book Anti-Racist Baby, about how to raise anti-racist kids. He's a CBS News contributor and joins us now. Ibram, good morning. I want to point out there was a 6-year-old girl, as we saw Ayanna there talking, which shows you even really young kids are feeling what's going on right now. So how should parents be talking to them about this whole question of racial justice?
Well, actually, I think we should first emphasize that parents should be talking to their children, because I think many parents believe that babies are colorblind, that young children are colorblind, but the studies say differently. As early as 3 months, babies look more at the faces of people whose race matches their caregivers. As early as 2 years old, children discern people's behaviors based on their race. And so we should be having these conversations about race. We should be trying to teach our children that all the racial groups are equals, that we live in a beautiful rainbow of colors, and they're all on the same level and they're all equal.
Yeah, and they're also taking their cue from our own behavior, aren't they?
Oh, without question. If someone wants to raise a child who believes in justice, who's striving to be anti-racist, who believes in equality, it's important for them to be that themselves. I mean, we teach our children our philosophy, and so it's important we teach them an equitable philosophy.
We had a protester earlier in the broadcast, a young African-American woman who said, when your complexion is a weapon, you're never unarmed. And you've written about this very subject. As a black parent, what do you tell a black kid right now?
I think you can simultaneously talk to a black child about how, because of the color of your skin, people are going to view you as dangerous. People are going to view you as violent. But you know what? You are not dangerous. You are not violent. There's nothing wrong with you. And if someone thinks there's something wrong with you, that means something is wrong with their ideas. And you have to always remember that. And so just as it's critical for parents of color, of children of color, to teach their children there's nothing wrong with them, there's nothing inferior about them, it's critical for white parents to teach their children there's nothing superior about them.
You say parents need to be anti-racist themselves in order to raise anti-racists. So if you're a white parent at this moment, how do you model that to your kids?
I think you model that to your kids by recognizing the true source of the problem right now. And the true source of that problem is police brutality. And the source of that source is racist policy, is the racist ideas that pervade American policing. And you should then be figuring out, okay, how can I contribute to the resistance, to the struggle against racism in this country, by joining organizations, supporting policymakers who are trying to dismantle institutional racism and racist policy.
Yeah. And as you point out, Ibram, I think the most important thing is that you recognize as your kids are feeling all of this, you need to talk to them. Ibram X. Kendi, thank you. And Anti-Racist Baby will go on sale June 16th. On today's CBS This Morning podcast, Ibram discusses racial inequality, white privilege, and police reform with author and activist Tim Wise.